Mask on. I'm just going to keep it on. All right. Excellent. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. The last Friday of September, if you can believe it. I am Mayor Paige Cognetti. It's great to see you. It's been quite a week here at City Hall, as it always is, but we continue to do what we can to get out in the community and bring resources to all of you. So we've got our pop-up City Halls still going strong Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can go on our social media or to scrantonpa.gov to find out when we are going to be in your neighborhood. Just Abby, where are we today? NAIOG. Today's is at NAIOG. I haven't been able to get there. Today's is at NAIOG Park. So stop by. You can sign up to get a smoke detector. You can grab a new recycling bin. Talk about with our team about home rehab programs or first-time home buyer programs. Lots of resources there. We also have the Census Bureau there, so you can respond to the census if you haven't already. And we have the library where you can check out books right there at NAIOG Park today with Pop-Up City Hall. So I'm so appreciative of the team. Especially the police and fire for helping us out with these events. It's really helpful. And DPW Public Works has actually taken the biggest lift driving those recycle bins back and forth. Those are the most popular item, I've got to say, but we're very excited to be getting a lot of the smoke detectors out into the community as well. Those are really important. And sometimes I think an overlooked thing about our house. So I know that the fire department is going to be launching a new social media page to talk about fire safety and prevention. I'm super excited about that. We'll get you more details on that, but want to make sure that we're, especially as we're going into winter, that we're really talking about fire safety and things that we need, precautions we need to be taking immediately to make sure that our families are safe. So on the COVID front, speaking of safety, we continue to see low hospitalizations and relative to the cases in the area, which is good news. It's really good news, but that there still are cases. There are going to be probably more cases from everything that I've read. So we need to continue to mask up, continue to social distance, continue to have those events outside, meet with people outside as much as you can. And I think we need to mentally, emotionally, and actually physically prepare for a long fall and winter where these precautions will still be in place. So please get out and support your restaurants. Go enjoy that outdoor seating now and get ready for probably more takeout as we go into the fall and winter, and continue to support our local businesses here. This week, the city was featured on the Today Show, which was great because we were able to tell our story. Local businesses like Coney Island and Brunetti's were able to tell their stories. I got messages from all over the country, people that were really touched by that. But I think it was the important part is to make sure people know that these stories are real. The suffering of small businesses and the small business owners is real. Not only do we need to be there for them as a community, and what we try to do, we had the loan program, grant program. There's still loans available, actually, if you're a small business owner and need a loan. The grants for the city have run out, but we are always talking about the Small Business Development Center and the resources they have to help you walk through, if you're a small business, what options might look like here as we face a difficult fall and winter. And also, I keep advocating for a federal package, another PPP type of thing, maybe the Restart Act, longer term and more flexible loan terms like the PPP, specifically for those businesses that cannot be open at capacity for the foreseeable future. And that's in addition to the ask for fiscal relief for cities like Scranton. So still going hard on that. There's the economic piece, which we're living. There's the emotional, mental, physical piece, which I know we're all living, and it's going to be a tough fall and winter, I think. But then there's the actual public health piece, and something that can really help right now to combat that is to go get a flu vaccine. So I know my daughter Sloan and I got our flu vaccines this week. My arm hurt for a couple of days there. It was pretty funny. She's 9 months old and she took it better than I did. But go get that flu vaccine. Make sure that is off of your mind. Do everything you can now to mitigate worry and getting sick, not with COVID, but other things, so that you're staying healthy as possible as we go into flu season and into the fall. So those are the big things now that I was thinking about, aside from, of course, the census and voting. So there is a new deadline. This just came out this morning. I actually didn't learn this until like 9 a.m. this morning. So there's a new deadline for the census, which is great news. October 31st. Halloween is going to be a big day across the country because the census deadline is now October 31st. So my2020census.gov, it is thousands of dollars per person that we are leaving on the table for every person, be they adult or a child, that we are not counting. So not to, I think something that maybe could be confusing is you have to be 18 to vote, but census counts everybody. I don't know if those things are getting conflated. I could see where they would. Everybody counts in the census. So my baby counted, every baby counts. Pets don't count, but babies do. Any human being counts in the census, and it's worth thousands of dollars to Scranton for the next decade. We need it for fire trucks, we need it for parks, we need it for infrastructure, we need it for to count for our representation in Congress. We really, really need people to count. And so I know that there are a lot of people out there that are afraid to answer the census, and there's only so much that I know I can say here to say it really is safe. But again, it is a safe thing to do. The Census Bureau cannot share your information with other federal agencies. So please let your neighbors know that. Let your neighbors know that it's safe and it matters. It's the money that we need for our schools. It's the money we need for our city. It's the money we need for our roads. I would love to be able to pave every road. Maybe we could pave every road in the next 10 years if we answer that census. So if you like new roads, please answer the census. New date, October 31st for that, my2020census.gov. And then 2020 election. So the registration deadline is October 19th. So 3 weeks away. If you are not registered to vote, if there's someone in your household who will be 18 on or before election day, October 19th, register to vote at votespa.com. You can also request your mail-in ballot so that you aren't having to go to the polls in November, which could be a time where we're really wanting to social distance even more. So please, please register to vote. Please get your mail-in ballot requested. Remember, when you're filling out your ballot, which could be you could start to get as early as next week, you have to use the 2 envelopes they send you. So you might have heard this week about naked ballots. So that secrecy envelope that they put in there, you have to use that envelope and then put everything in the other envelope. So ballot envelope, second envelope. You can't just throw that one away or it won't be accepted. Very complicated, overly complicated. I don't like all these complications, but this is the world we're living in. So please, 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 please know that what is in your mail-in ballot, your ballot package is very, very important to keep intact. You've got to use that second envelope. So please know that. The deadline for requesting a mail-in ballot is October 27th. Please do it now, though. Really, really do it now so that you're not going at the last minute, so that you're not getting your ballot in at the last minute. We want to be able to give that Board of Elections here in Lackawanna County as much time as possible to know what they have ahead of them, be able to organize their count, do their job, and get us a count on November 3rd as quickly and safely as possible. Whew, what a world we are living in, folks. I thought the other day, like, what will we do in 2021 when there's no census to talk about and hopefully there's no pandemic? Maybe we can get back to things like paving roads and some of the things that are, the usual stuff, right? Let's hope we can get a little bit back to normal in 2021. So I'll kick it to questions in a second. I just want to thank again all of the frontline workers out there, everybody that's working in healthcare that continues to put their lives on the line for us every day. All the police officers, police personnel that we have in the city of Scranton, we appreciate you. You keep us safe every single day, and I love that we see support SPD signs all over the city. I also love that there was a support SPD sign in the window of the Coney Island on the Today Show. I thought that was really cool. So I really want to emphasize how appreciative we are. Same with our fire department, our DPW, Public Works, again, like unsung heroes of the city, making sure that we are able to safely live in a healthy city. And everybody who's out there right now, especially parents, home trying to work with their kids online. I've been lucky that my daughter's young enough that I'm not trying to get her on Zooms as well as me. Every parent I talk to, especially the single parents, You are being asked to do something that is impossible. Impossible. It is absolutely impossible what you're being asked to do. I read something yesterday. I think it was Nora Roberts. She has like a glass ball, plastic ball theory, where you're going to drop balls. You just have to hope that, not hope, but work so that the balls you drop are the plastic ones, not the glass ones. So that applies, and the article was about that applying to the situation with parents being asked to both be teachers and raise their kids, keep their households clean, and also do their full-time jobs. It's impossible. So if you feel like you're dropping some balls, it's okay. Everyone is. Which is a segue, again, before we go to the questions, just about mental health. It's never a problem to raise your hand. It shows strength to raise your hand for help. So if you need, there's a toll-free COVID-19 support line you can call at 1-855-284-2494. And there's plenty of other resources on our social media for mental health. Okay, so we'll get to questions. Mark says, I live on the south side of Scranton. I'm trying to preserve the value of my home by making necessary repairs. I'm finding it impossible to hire a reliable contractor in the city. Is there anything the current administration can do to make it easier for a homeowner to take care of their property? I would say, Mark, first, that we are trying, actually, I was just sitting here with our director of licensing, inspections, and permits. We're talking about exactly that, trying to eliminate some of the red tape for general contractors and making sure that we're keeping the level of stringency to make sure that the people that are out there doing work have the skills, but also seeing if there's some ways that we can eliminate some of that red tape so that more contractors want to work in Scranton. That's the goal, right? If it's more appealing to be a contractor, more appealing to do business in Scranton, that should help you be able to hire somebody to do the work. There's that piece. We've also, the permit department's done a really good job of getting permits out in a timely fashion. Obviously with COVID, there was a time where that was backed up. That was going to happen with every process, but I'm getting really good feedback right now about that permitting process, making sure that those permits are going out. So we're trying to do on the process side, make it easier for contractors and yourself to get work to do permits. There's also the Beautiful Blocks program that the city and NeighborWorks have together. So if a group of at least 5 neighbors apply for matching funds, it's up to $1,000 for each home for exterior projects. That's something that you can do with your neighbors. The application window is over for next year, but it might be good for next year. So again, the Beautiful Blocks program application will be open at some point for 2021, but that could be a way for a whole neighborhood to do some repairs together and preserve and lift up the value of your home. So with that, I would say I'm seeing, and in speaking with the Chamber of Commerce and realtors, there is a really hot seller's market right now. Houses are selling in Scranton at a pretty good clip. People want to be here. They want to buy the beautiful homes we have. So it's good for the value of your home. But again, Beautiful Blocks program is a great way to do that on a neighborhood basis. And then we're trying to do what we can at the city to improve our processes. Okay, so Glenda is asking, when should we get the ballot? So mail-in ballots will start to get delivered next week. Okay, Tamara is asking when the second round of state grants for businesses is supposed to be announced. That's a question I don't have the answer to right now. I don't want to give the wrong answer. So Tamara, we will find that out and we can post that. Let me see if I can get an answer for you right now. See, we do this. That's why we do this live. We'll just see. What is? Okay, see if I can get an answer back on that for you tomorrow. Okay. And then we have a question about, I see. Okay, so Al is asking, aren't you concerned that when Scranton schools go back, there may not be teachers, aides, or bus drivers? What are you doing to help? I'm sure that you're doing all you can to look at this, since obviously they need some guidance from you. So thank you for the question, Al. I certainly don't meddle in the operations of the school district. It's well, we help each other out in a lot of ways in terms of the personnel stuff. I certainly let them make those decisions. I know that they're working really hard, and they've continued to work hard to do the impossible. And back to what I said about these things with parents at home, teachers are being asked to do impossible things. So many teachers themselves are that category that I talked about. Their parents trying to teach and do their job, but also their kids are on Zoom in their classrooms, and it's just impossible. And these school districts are being asked to do impossible things as well. It's just it just is such a difficult thing. So I would say though, what I can tell you, Al, is that with bus drivers, the bus drivers are not employees of the school district. Those bus drivers are employed by that bus contractor. So if the schools were to come back, those bus drivers would be employed through that private vendor. So that would not be an issue. And then my understanding of the furloughs is that those aides, they're furloughed, but I would assume if they go back to school that there would be some process to either call some of those, I would assume to call some of those people back. So it's tough, and we are one city and one set of taxpayers, one set of kids. We work together because we don't see the school district as this just other entity up the street. We are, it's the same group of people that we are here to serve. So I keep in close touch with them, keep close tabs on what their issues are, to see if there are ways that we can help. And again, they're being asked to do the impossible. They're asked always before the COVID, teachers, schools always being asked to do more with less in a graph that doesn't make sense, and that has only been exacerbated in the last 6 months. So I've got an answer for you tomorrow. So they had a high volume of applications for that second round of state grants for businesses. Last week, they said in the next few weeks. So looks like first half of October is when they're looking to make announcements. Okay, let's see. All right, any more questions? I'm happy to answer while we're on here. While I'm waiting to see if there's any more questions, let me just get you the next food giveaways on the list here. And a great shout out to Friends of the Poor, Megan Loftus, Sister Ann. That was a great piece of the Today Show the other day, and really, a really important thing to talk about is the food insecurity and how many of our neighbors right here in Scranton are needing help. So if you need help, if you need food, the next, I'm sorry, I missed the next giveaways. All right. Okay, I don't see the next big one for Friends of the Poor, but remember they have the pantries at Jackson and Valley View Terraces Monday through Friday, 9 to 12. Keystone Mission Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 4. And then Salvation Army, call 344-9878. You can also pick up Tuesdays through Fridays at Salvation Army down 500 South Washington. And you can call that number 344-9878 if you need somebody to deliver to you, if you're unable to get out of the house, or if you don't have transportation, or if you're at risk for COVID and need somebody to do a contactless drop for you. Okay, great. My team is awesome. Thank you, Abby. So the next drive-through for Friends of the Poor, October 7th at Parker Hill. Is that Dixon City? I assume. Dixon City, Parker Hill Church. October 7th, Parker Hill, Dixon City, 2:30 to 5:30. So nice big parking lot up there. I know it's a good site for people. So October 7th, and those are usually, 2:30 to 5:30. So kind of mid to late afternoon. Okay, so I don't see any more questions. Very excited about the extension of the census deadline. In terms of city business, we will be, my business administrator, Carl, and I will be on the caucus for the city council, 5:45 on Tuesday. We're going to be talking about the impact of COVID on our current budget. And in the coming couple of months, you'll see us rolling out plans for the 2021 budget. Very, very important to us that this is a very collaborative process with council. We've already started regular budget meetings with council here in mid-September, so that this is a budget that we're putting together as a team for making sure that the budget matches the needs of the city. And of course, we're looking to save money and cut expenditures, but we also need the structure of the city that makes sense to be able to get you all in Scranton the services that you need. So we're working hard on that. Because I'm a total nerd, I find it fun. It's fun also because the better the budget is, the more the budget makes sense, the better we can serve all of you, the more efficient we can all be, the more things that we can do together. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, please enjoy the nice weather this weekend. Stay safe, wear your mask. Please, please, please wear your mask. Be safe, enjoy the foliage. It's not being from here, this is my very, very, very favorite things about living here. When I first was here in 2005, driving through all of northeastern Pennsylvania, it's like my favorite way to relax and wind down is to drive through all the back roads, and especially when the leaves are like this. So enjoy it, be safe, and we will see you next week.